February 18th. I don't know what that was. Whoops. Thanks for joining us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We have a packed 2 hours to get to here this morning. It is like 10 pounds of you-know-what in a 5-pound bag today.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
It is.
And an even better way of putting it is it's never, ever going to end. But that's okay. All right, let's take a look at what we have brewing for you on this Tuesday morning. All morning long, we're going to be breaking down the latest developments for some of the top local, national, and international headlines that we're following closely.
We certainly are. Stephanie Joseph is live in the newsroom for us this morning with a preview of what she has going on and what she's following. Steph?
Hey guys, loved ones and community members are remembering Sam Nordquist. Now, he was reported missing earlier this month. Nordquist's body was later found in Yates County after investigators say he was tortured for more than a month. Vigils have been planned in his memory, and I will have a look at 2 in Ontario County. And then stunning images out of Canada. Take a look here. A plane flipped upside down with passengers on board. More than a dozen people injured. Thankfully, everyone is expected to survive. Hear from someone who escaped this terrifying scene. And that's all coming up when I take you behind the story.
All right, Stephanie Joseph. Thank you, Steph.
Looking ahead now to later this morning, we'll be getting our workout in with the tall trainer. Jeremy Biernat is going to be showing us some at-home workouts we can do for strength training.
Are you excited?
I'm the most excited.
Let's do this. And later on, we are going to be learning more about the creepy collection that one New Jersey man has that's worth an estimated $4,000. That's coming up and trending now. Tell me it's like teeth or something like that. It's creepy, right? Or hair. Like, what do you have? What do you have that's creepy and worth?
What do I have? You don't want to know.
I know. You too have some things that are worth $4,000 and are creepy.
Oh my goodness! All right, and then coming up later, we will be sipping on some vino for National Drink Wine Day. We'll have a special in-studio tasting with Red, White, and Brew Rock.
Really difficult gig this morning.
Man, life is hard when you're
It can be, I'll tell you what. Then we are going under the sea with Grease Odyssey. Some of the cast will be joining us here in studio today to talk more about their upcoming production.
We're going to do that.
It's one of the best Disney songs there is.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on these students.
There is.
Yeah.
There is, especially when you're that far down under.
Speaking of pressure, no pressure for meteorologist Mark McLean. Mark, are you getting a lot of hate mail back there in the Weather Center?
You know, it's funny. It doesn't usually start until like late February, March, and then we do occasionally. You know, we'll take one or two, and I get it. You know, it wears on you after a little while, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you know, when you're looking at it like this, though, it feels like it's -10 outside. It's hard to put a positive spin on that if you have to do anything out there, like cleaning off the driveway from some of the lake snow that we had, or just getting rid of some ice. It's tough to do with these kind of numbers. -12 in Batavia, -16 in Warsaw to the southwest of Rochester, and you just saw those numbers update on the screen because this information updates every 5 minutes for us on the New York State Mesonet. How about that? Now, the visibility dropping down a little bit near Rochester. We've got a 6-mile visibility here, but check out some of these spots off to the east. This is where you know the lake effect snow is flying. 0.8 of a mile there in Williamson and half-mile visibility in Fulton. You can line that up with the radar, and there's that heavy band of snow. It's out through Oswego, off to our east, and still picking up some of that snow even closer to Rochester. This is why the visibility is dropping down near and north of the city, especially because of that lake snow. Now, it's not going to be a ton, just a few inches for a lot of spots north of 104, but where we may see that shovelable or plowable snow is right along the shoreline, and again, especially off to the east towards Wolcott, Sodus area. That's the spot we're really going to have to watch through the course of the afternoon and evening. Now, temps today only get into the upper teens with some blowing snow around coming up at 8:30. We're going to talk about a spot that's really cold, and we're going to check out your morning forecast for tomorrow. That ride to work tomorrow could be a little challenging for some spots.
All right. Thank you, sir. Yep. We appreciate it.
During the month of February, 13 Wham is celebrating Black History Month by sharing the contributions and advancements made in our community.
We certainly are. WDKX Radio was founded in 1974 by the late broadcasting pioneer Andrew Langston. It became Rochester's first radio station targeting the African American community.
Langston chose the call letters in honor of his three heroes, Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King Jr., and Malcolm X.
And you can keep up with our Black History highlights. We've got them posted daily online at 13wham.com.
Time right now, 8:05. We're going to get to some stories now off the top. Stories that have gotten our attention this Tuesday morning. I like this new segment.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think it's playing out pretty well.
I think so too. So you and I each morning sit down and take a look at stories that pique our interest.
Yeah.
We'll start out with mine today. An avalanche warning in New Hampshire just expired. This is on Mount Washington in New Hampshire for the Presidential Mountain Range. Meteorologist Mark McLean was kind enough to put together this graphic. It kind of puts it into perspective just where you're looking at here. So the avalanche warning just expired about an hour ago, but the weather conditions there are still absolutely insane. All right, so just a little bit of science here for you. Mount Washington is the tallest peak in New England, 6,000 plus feet. It is known for its wild weather. Here's a look at the graphic for what we're looking at today over there. You can see the danger scale in colors. If we could take down that off the top lower third. If we could take that down. There we go. So the danger scale there. Green is low, yellow is moderate, and then orange, red, and black, those are the more dangerous conditions. Right now, middle elevation, lower elevation, those have a moderate avalanche level, and then up at the upper elevation, low. Ashley, I'm wondering if we could pull up that other graphic for where things were yesterday. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this was yesterday. Significant warnings there, high risk of an avalanche. This was, again, on the Presidential Mountain Range. Considerable danger, and all of that had to do with just how cold it was and how windy it was. Absolutely crazy. All right, Ashley, sorry, I'm putting you to work back there. Let's see if we can pull up that time lapse that we sent in on social media. A lot of meteorologists out there in the New England area have been keeping an eye on that. This is what folks over there are dealing with. A lot of people spending February break at this mountain. I don't know about you, that seems pretty unpleasant. All right, so what you're looking at here, Mark had to help me out with this. So this is a tropopause fold. I think I'm saying that right. That's when the troposphere and the stratosphere boundaries fold or warp, allowing the stratospheric air to mix. How crazy
That's
is
bizarre.
that? All right, so then let me get into some of the not-so-science-y things right now. The wind gusts yesterday at the summit exceeded 150 miles an hour. Some areas even recorded 161 miles an hour.
Were there people on the mountain?
I have not seen any because those warnings
I would hope
were
not.
pushed out everywhere. The gust, 161 miles an hour, has not been documented since 2019. So the weather up there right now, truly incredible. Avalanche warning read, large or very large destructive avalanches are likely to occur. Again, this was all yesterday. The terrain has the ability to avalanche multiple times throughout the day. Eastern ravines include Tuckerman Ravine, Gulf of Slides, Huntington Ravine, and the Summer Lionhead Trail. So all of that, it's for the pros, right? This is not your typical person just skiing or snowboarding.
Sure.
This is,
your
and
Black
I want to make sure I get
stuff.
it, ski mountaineers visit this trail. This is not even Black Diamond. This is like a whole sport in and of itself. One of the things that you need to bring if you're going to do the Presidential Mountain Range, an ice axe. Because why wouldn't you do that? And also, before you go, they're saying you need to keep an eye on the forecast. I see you coming over here. What's up?
Here you go.
Did I say it wrong?
You did it. No,
I
you
did it
right.
Just a little extra for
Mount
you.
Washington has the all-time highest gust in the U.S., 231 miles an hour in 1934.
Wow.
April of 1934. So a lot of people that do end up skiing this have referred to it as the best but worst weather conditions, because I imagine if you're a ski mountaineer, this kind of stuff doesn't bother you. You're a tough cookie. But it is also one of the most dangerous mountain ranges in North America. How crazy is that? Today, a different story. Summit winds still very strong, forecasted to be 80 to 105 miles an hour. Wind gusts could reach up to 140 miles an hour. Summit temperatures expected to fall to about negative 15 degrees.
You work there. Today's the day you call out.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you should have called out yesterday, but I'd be calling out today as well.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun to like get to be part of it, right? The crazy weather. It's like when we have bad weather here, we're like, I can't wait to go to work.
Sure,
and
until
do
you
this.
get buried or blown over.
Well, yeah.
Just saying.
All right. Puts it into perspective, I suppose.
Listen, it's still wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Totally crazy.
All right. I want to talk about something here that came across the desk this morning. Found it kind of interesting, and it raises a question of, is this justice or is this just spectacle? So, we're talking about unconventional punishments here. In Michigan, a judge there introduced a novel way to deal with petty theft. The issue that arose was one day he's sitting at the bench and more than 40 cases came across his desk that day of petty larceny at a nearby Walmart. And he didn't know what to do because the actions that they had been taking were clearly not working. So what he decided to do was sentence all of them to work a free car wash in the months of April and May at that Walmart. So they
amazing.
steal from Walmart. Now you got to go to Walmart and wash people's cars, and you do it kind of with the shame of, I'm a thief, I stole from here, and this is my punishment. Walmart is in on this. They're going to be providing the buckets and sponges and soap and all of that good stuff so these people can be out there and wash cars, and the judge hopefully see some of the people they know. So there's actual shame attached to this.
Do you think they had to wear shirts or signs that said, I stole, this is my punishment?
I don't, it doesn't say anything about that,
Okay.
but it might. It
right.
might. There might be a big sign up, hey, free car wash. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or they might be collecting money for a charity for this. That's TBD. But what I do like about this is the judge is going to demonstrate his commitment to the justice system because he's going to be out there on the weekends with these people because there's so many people that have this as their sentence now. There's multiple weekends this is planned. He's going to be out there washing cars with them, standing side by side with the same people he sentenced. Now, this is not the first time we've heard of one of these strange sentences. In 2023, an Ohio woman assaulted a Chipotle worker by throwing a burrito bowl at her. Why would you waste something like that in the first place? Instead of serving jail time, she was sentenced to work 2 months in the fast food restaurant. How do you like that? And you get to see what it's really like to work in that environment and sometimes be treated not so nicely. There was public shaming for a traffic violation. An Ohio woman repeatedly drove up on the sidewalk around a school bus, and her sentence was to stand at the intersection holding a sign saying, only an idiot would drive on a sidewalk to avoid a school bus. There were 2 teens in Ohio who vandalized a nativity scene during the holiday season, and they had an apology parade. They were forced to lead the donkey from the manger down the street carrying a sign that read, sorry for being jackasses. And then there was a woman who abandoned 35 kittens in a forest. A judge sentenced her to a night alone in the woods without provisions. So it raises the question of, is this effective or is this just spectacle? Is it justice or just spectacle? But there is a little bit of something to back this up. So there are studies, one out of Alberta, Canada, found that companies who subjected their employees to strange sentences for violating safety regulations, they saw their safety numbers drop, the issues drop. So people were more cognizant of doing their job and keeping others safe so they weren't fined like this. And there are advocates that say, listen, this is going to save us money on incarceration and rehabilitation by doing this. Now, as for a widespread mass study, there hasn't been anything done yet. But But it's pretty interesting. You balance justice and rehabilitation. Which one is better? Does it depend on the person that's being sentenced?
Yeah.
But I don't know. If you're in Minnesota and you're Michigan rather, and you need to get a free car wash in April or May, go to Walmart.
Yeah. For free.
More than 75 to 100 individuals will be out there washing cars during those weekends.
That's cool.
75 to 100 people
really
stealing from the same Walmart.
Yeah.
Put it down if you can't pay for it.
Yeah. All right.
That's
Good
it.
stuff. They're very interesting.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I did
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
All right, time right now, 8:15. Hopefully you liked it too. Much more to get to here on Arc Rochester. When we come back, we're going to check in with Chris Lopez, who's getting a lesson in pottery this morning.
We like that. Hey, don't forget you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live on the 13wham YouTube channel, or you can email us news@13wham.com. We are back right after this.
Welcome back. It's February break for a lot of students, lucky ducks, and that means they probably have a lot of free time on their hands.
They sure do. And parents, if you're looking for some fun activities to keep those kids occupied, there's a pottery studio in Fairport that does just that. 13 Wham's Chris Lopez is live at Created by Us Pottery this morning. He is showcasing what they have to offer. He is showing off his creative talent out there, and he's making stuff that he's going to bring back and give away to all of his lovely coworkers. Hey, Chris.
I'm making a turtle, and it is for my girlfriend. Her birthday is next month, so no one at the studio is going to get really anything, and I apologize for that. But the girlfriend is first and foremost, especially when her birthday is in about a month from now. So she's getting a turtle. We're going to be working on that a little bit more in the morning, and I'll be trying to finish that for you guys. But we were in kind of the main room of your studio. This is Jamie. She's the owner here at Created by Us Pottery. But you do so much. You do not do just like workshops for kids. Can you please expand upon or try everything that you do?
Yeah. So we do a lot of team building events. Whether we have businesses come here and you can bring food and drinks, and we can either teach a technique or people just paint for fun, or we go to the businesses, whether it's hosted at their actual company or at a park. We do birthday parties for all ages, children, adults, it doesn't matter. Bachelorette parties are a huge one here. Showers are another big one. Birthday parties for kids.
Yep, like in this room, this is pretty much a birthday space right in here.
Exactly, yeah. Birthday parties for like 16, 17, 18-year-olds has become super popular. So it's always nice to have them back in the studio compared to when they were little. We just do so many different classes for kids and adults. We're very busy here. And a ton of face painting.
And then you have the face painting, and people can come in, but then you also have these to-go kits here.
Yes, our to-go kits are super popular. These ones were from Valentine's Day. They make really nice gifts for somebody either who can't come to the studio if they're not feeling well, or just a nice activity to do together as a family at home, or as a cute date night at home. So people paint at home. You can choose your piece. You can choose your colors. You bring it back to us, we fire it, and then you come back in another week and pick it up again.
And I want to know, we're going to be getting out to some kids right now.
Yes.
But before we get out there, who's easier to teach? Kids, adults, teenagers, when it comes to that?
Kids all day long.
Kids all day long.
Kids all day long are way
kids like
easier.
these.
Exactly.
We got teenagers, we got little kids, we got young ones on break right now.
Yes.
They have been doing so great throughout the morning. I want to start out with you. You have a beautiful plate. What is your name, and then what are you painting?
Izzy, and I'm doing a tape technique on a plate.
How did you get so good? That's beyond your age level. That is ridiculously good, especially with the color combination. How long have you been going here?
Since I was probably a baby.
Since you were you've been painting since you were a baby?
Yeah.
What about, has everyone else been pretty much going here since they were a baby? Yeah? What are you painting? That looks beautiful as well.
I'm doing the tape technique on a plate.
The tape technique, that's pretty popular. And then look at this. This looks like a combo. Tape technique and then splash. It looks like a little bit of splat, like where you throw some paint on there. Yeah? Is it pretty easy? This looks like it's easily done.
Yeah.
Yeah? And that also, I love the color combination there. You've been working throughout the morning. Are you near getting done?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done now.
Yeah, and you are Jamie's daughter. How long have you been going here? Probably self-explanatory.
Since I was born.
Since you were born. What's the atmosphere like when you do come in here?
It's really relaxed and nice.
You guys seem to be just pretty much losing yourself in this area right here. How long have you guys been working? Some people are a little bit no, you guys are all pretty much on the same track, even though you guys arrived a little bit later. Who's the fastest?
Yeah.
Yeah? The fastest?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, I'm going to let you guys finish here. I'm going to go over to Carmelo. He's been helping me throughout the morning. We've made a little bit of progress on the turtle. I'm going to finish out with this with the bubble technique. Getting a little bit better at it. Swishing this around. I want to laugh every single time I do it, but that's pretty much what I've been doing throughout the morning. I'm going to try and finish the turtle before we get to the next segment, or I will be finishing it in the next segment. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. We will have information about how you can go here, take classes on our website at Fox Rochester. Back to you guys.
Your girlfriend's gonna love that, Chris.
Yeah,
she's going to say, "Oh my gosh, marry me."
That made me laugh. Thanks, Dan.
No comment.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Don't you love just picking on him?
I really do. We like Chris so much.
We do.
We get
love
along.
him.
We do. We love him. We get along very well. So for any of you at home who I know, because I sometimes attack him.
Well, we get the emails about it too.
This is true. This
Gotta
is
be nicer
true.
to Chris.
We love Chris.
We do. Yes. All right, time right now, 8:24. When we come back, we're going behind the story this Tuesday morning.
Arc Rochester returns right after this.
8:27. We're going behind the story right now, bringing you the latest information on some of the top headlines we're following this morning.
Yeah, and we want to start with a terrifying scene that unfolded in Toronto yesterday. A Delta plane crashing just after it landed, bursting into flames. 13 WHAM Stephanie Joseph has been following this story for us all morning long. She's in the newsroom with the very latest. Steph, what can you tell us about this?
Yeah, guys, it was definitely a shocking scene, especially for those that were on board the plane. As you said, this plane was coming from Minnesota to Canada when it flipped over as it tried to land. It was literally turned upside down, as you see here. A lot of people, a lot of fire crews responding here and making sure that they are spraying this with fire retardant. You did hear there was that fire that one passenger saw. It was described as a fireball, but again, just a very terrifying scene.
Yeah, Steph, there are still a lot of questions that remain with this. Do we have any idea what caused the crash right now?
It's not clear yet, but a lot of authorities, as they spoke yesterday, are just urging people not to speculate yet. It looks like that there is some snow on the ground. We know that this area has been dealing with snow and wind recently, but he did say that the runway was dry. Let's see if we can pull up sound that includes the fire chief.
Airport emergency workers mounted a textbook response, reaching the site within minutes and quickly evacuating the passengers.
This is an active investigation. It's very early on. It's really important that we do not speculate. What we can say is the runway was dry and there was no crosswind conditions.
And it's also unclear where that fire had started. Obviously, evidence of a fire having happened being on the plane, but a lot of questions still remain. But again, you heard there that authorities are urging people not to speculate.
Steph, what can you tell us about the passengers, the people that were on that plane?
Yeah, there were 80 people on board. That includes crew members as well, obviously of varying ages. A child as well, a part of that. And 18 people actually did walk away with injuries. They're hospitalized. They had to go straight to the hospital to tend to those injuries. We are told that they are considered non-life threatening at this time. We aren't sure about the conditions of any of those who were injured, but at this time, at least 18 people facing injuries, but others not injured. They were able to leave from this. You see people here walking out of the plane, getting rescued. Some people just walking off right there that you saw. Stunning images. Everyone was accounted for, thankfully, but 18 people of the 80 on board injured.
Yeah, it really is horrifying to see. Steph, we appreciate the report.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of new video and new information will be released today. I just saw a report before we came on the air, and an account from somebody who was on the plane saying we were sitting there hanging upside down like bats in their seats.
Yeah.
So I'm sure in the next couple hours or so we'll hear more from some of those passengers and some of the first responders.
Absolutely. Steph, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Don't go anywhere. Much more to get to here on ARC Rochester.
We are back on the other side of the break. 8:34 this Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us. We're going to switch gears now, head back to forecast. Meteorologist Mark McLean joins us with what we can expect. Mark, over there at the weather wall, you guys are busy in the Weather Center these days.
Yeah, definitely. And, one of the colors you don't ever want to see on the weather maps is like Barney purple right there. When it's to that level, it's negative 30 or colder. And Bismarck right here, it got down to negative 37 this morning. That's the coldest air that they've experienced in 15 years. So, I mean, take yourself back 15 winters. That's the kind of cold that's tunneling through the northern plains at this point, back towards Rochester. Now, we have 11, and that is 43 degrees warmer than it is right now in the northern plains of the United States. Not that I'm trying to make it a court case argument here that is a warm temperature. 4 in Warsaw, 3 in Grove to the south, and those numbers right there just not going to warm up very much as we go through the course of the afternoon. So with that temperature at 11, we've got a west wind at 18 miles per hour and some lake snow to go along with that. Of course, that cold air goes across Lake Ontario and produces some lake effect snow. So that's the other side of the story. If you're lakeside, especially in Wayne County, northern Monroe County, northern Orleans County, this is where we'll find several inches of snow. Hard to actually put a number down on this first because the wind, it's just blowing and drifting the snow all over the place. You experienced that yesterday on the commute in. And then off to the east of Rochester, that's likely the spot that's really going to see the best chance for accumulation. That solid band that's just going into Oswego. I went to SUNY Oswego, and on these days, it wouldn't be uncommon to see like an inch or two of snow per hour in the center of some of these bands. And some of this activity closer to home, a little bit lighter, but nonetheless, it is knocking that visibility down to 2 miles. So that indicates the presence of a steadier light snowfall. Now, that connects up to Lake Huron. That's kind of energizing this band across Lake Ontario as it migrates off to the east. Now, fortunately, this band is going to spend a lot of time actually over the lake surface, so the snow falling down on the lake surface, but where it is going to accumulate, and again, likely areas north of 104 and well northeast into Wayne County. Notice that break doesn't really give up out in that direction until Wednesday afternoon. So that spot right there is going to get some accumulation out of this. For most of us, it's just going to be a little coating to an inch or so. But if you're right on the immediate Lake Ontario shoreline into Orleans, northern Monroe counties, don't be surprised if you get like 2 or 3 inches of snow out of this as we go through the course of today and tonight. The zone forecast, these numbers right here are basically 20 degrees colder than normal. The west wind 15 to 35 to the south. We see some of these numbers maybe not even making it out of the single digits well south of Rochester. I mean, you just saw some spots like Grove at 1 degree right now. 8 tonight in the city. It's going to be very cold. Those lake flakes continue north of Rochester, and the extended forecast, light snow on Thursday, will be in the upper teens. We do start to finally see a break on this. The air is still frigid towards the end of the week, but temps back in the upper 20s for Saturday. It's going to be in the low 30s for Sunday. We'll find numbers in the upper 30s next Monday as a little bit of a mix comes into play then. But we'll call that a break, right? towards next week. And it's only near normal. I mean, normal is 36. It's just that we start to get used to it. It starts to become, quote, normalized when it gets this cold and this snowy for so long.
Well, think of how what a relief 37 degrees is going to be.
It's going to be nice for things like roofs. From an engineering standpoint, you start to get the ice jams, the ice dams that start to come in the soffit vents of the house, and you start to get the water back building into the house, damages ceilings, drywall, that kind of thing. And also the water mains. The longer it stays below freezing, the deeper the ground frost goes. And the building code around here is, I think, like 3 feet or something like that. You have to go down if you're building something. But the ground as it freezes, you get down closer and closer and closer to some of these places, and it becomes an issue.
I love the perspective that you bring, though, because I never would have even thought about that.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point.
Icicles are a problem at first because they could fall on you. And that's an obvious danger. The second part of it is, it's an indicator that something isn't likely insulated right up in the roof. So, if it's properly insulated, then the heat stays in the house versus getting up to that roof line and melting things down.
Can you, when you're done with work today, can you come by and check out my gutters? I might have an issue. I don't know, but it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
I have a problem area in the back of the house. It's a north-facing, very steeply sloped roof. So for 2 months out of the year, it doesn't even get sun. It's got a pitch to it that doesn't allow the sun raised to heat it up, so I have to use a heat tape on it and plug it in. That's like a little wire that keeps the spot warm, keeps the gutter moving. But yeah, not fun.
That's wild.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, Mark.
Thank you,
we appreciate
sir.
it. Time right now, 8:39. When we come back, we are once again checking in with Chris Lopez, who is designing a pastel pottery turtle.
He certainly is. Hey, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We are streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Ark Rochester returns right after this.
.42. A lot of kids in our area are enjoying February break, and the parents out there may be looking for something to keep them busy.
Yeah, fill that time. There's one pottery studio in Fairport that is sure to keep those kids busy, all while learning a new skill. 13 Wham's Chris Lopez is live getting creative, making a pastel turtle there.
He's all
laughing.
Giggles over there this morning. What
are they making fun of you, Chris?
Funny?
Yes, that. They're just saying a lot of funny things. I'm sitting at the table with the crew right now. They tell me I'm doing good on the turtle. Am I doing all right on the turtle? This is a gift. You said, and you're not even lying to me either. Not even on camera. Look at how sweet that is. I'm surrounded by artists right now. Someone who's going to sign us off in a little bit. But I want to talk to everyone here. What do you guys, what keeps you coming back here? Other than that, your family and this is kind of a part of the business. Why do you like it so much here? Anyone can answer. Carmelo? Why do you like it so much here?
Because you get to make your own creation with paint.
Yeah?
On whatever you want.
And you guys drawing over here, you just came, you did a double whammy. You went from making a plate, which was beautiful, now you are drawing. Why do you like art?
Because I feel like it's fun.
It's fun for you?
Yeah.
How often do you participate in art?
Every day.
Every single day. Okay, do you want to be an artist? Yeah? But then you said you want to be a vet too. Two jobs. I like it. I like it, the hustle here. And then what makes, you said that there's, Jamie, you said there's a lot of pottery places around here, but people gravitate. You have a lot of regulars. You've been here 17 years.
Yes.
What do you think keeps people coming back in?
I think this explains it all. We're very family oriented here. and we try to make anybody that comes in feel like they're a part of the family. You know, we really get to know our customers. We really get to build nice, tight knit relationships with them, which is super nice, and I feel like that's what keeps them coming back. The majority of my customers are people that have been coming anywhere from, I would say, 10 to 15 years.
And you're a big participant in Canal Days. Can you elaborate upon what you do there? That's a huge festival.
It's a huge festival. That's probably one of our most favorite festivals of the whole year. There we change it up. That's where we do our face painting. We're big into face painting here, using to paint anything. But face painting is huge. We have lines. We probably have anywhere between 3 to 4 face painters at a time. And they're not just simple. We do some really elaborate face paints. So everyone should definitely come check us out.
And Thursday, you have a workshop, a few slots open left.
Yep, only a few slots left.
And then if someone's looking to sign up, they're brand new and they're watching this right now, can you briefly, what is that class and what are you guys going to be doing on Thursday?
Absolutely. So it is a penguin mosaic class.
Okay.
Something new that we're offering. It's for ages 10 through 15. They can call the studio directly or they can send me an email or message me on Facebook if they'd like to sign up.
And then we're going to have information on how you can sign up on Fox Rochester. I'm going to finish my turtle, and then I promised someone here that they can sign us off and send it back to studio. Carmelo?
Hi. Company that created by us, Pottery. This is Carmelo. And sign back off to Dan the Navvy.
Boom! He got it. That's you guys in studio.
It's coming for your job, Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez, he did better than you on your first day.
Better than you yesterday.
I'm crying. Just like my turtle. I'm crying.
Look at him, he's got a little face and everything.
Looks good. That looks good.
Yeah. Interesting color choice.
That turtle
for
was
sure.
crying though. Did you see that?
No.
One of the eyes was leaking.
No.
I think that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
It's all right. Hey, when we come back, it is this week's edition of Crime Stoppers.
Arc Rochester is back right after this. 8:49 this Tuesday. Over the last week, we have been continuing to follow a string of recent car break-ins across the city of Rochester.
Yeah, the Rochester Police Department has released new video asking for your help identifying the suspects. For more, we're joined now by Captain Greg Bello. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me.
You have pictures, you have videos of the incidents that we're talking about today. Anybody, I guess, let's just go through a rundown of what we're talking about.
Yeah, so back in December, all across our community, we started having issues with massive amounts of car break-ins where you're having 10, 20, 30 vehicles broken into in a parking lot or in a neighborhood all at once in one night at a single incident. So we've been working hard with our partners. State police have been a great resource. The sheriff's office has been great. And working with those partners and trying to narrow down who's doing this and getting it to stop. So last week, we put some pictures, some videos out there, and the purpose of this was twofold. Number one is identifying the people involved, and then number two is showing that pictures, videos, the more that you send to us, the more that we can get out there, help us ID these kids, help us ID who's doing this, and hold them responsible for their actions.
And in some cases, like this right here, this is happening during daylight hours. You know, it's not necessarily just overnight when you think everyone's asleep.
It's not, and so we know it's tied in with some of the stolen vehicles. So we've been tracking kind of the time patterns of when this has been occurring, the locations of where it's been occurring, and we've tied in. We've had a few vehicles take off on us. They've been stolen Kias, stolen Hyundais, problems that we've had, and so we're asking people when these incidents come in, they're obviously on the news. Go back and check your Ring cameras. Go back and check surveillance cameras on your house. Even some of the videos that we've seen, some of those crystal clear ones, like this video here. This is actually the cars parked next to a Tesla. And those are the videos off the Tesla.
Oh,
that's what's so crystal clear on those. So going back and thinking of different ways that you can help us, because we can't be there. We're not everywhere.
Yeah.
We can't see everything that occurs, and oftentimes we're responding after the fact. As you can see, this just took a matter of seconds for him to break into this car. So asking for community support. So when we put these pictures and video out, number one, we've gotten overwhelming feedback helping us to work through identifying who these two people are. And then number two, helping us to get more pictures and video out there.
Okay, I have no idea the answer to this question, and I don't even have an inkling here. I've seen a lot of people on Facebook and other social media platforms say, I might as well just leave my car unlocked. What are your thoughts on that? Because, you know, you see them smashing the windows there. First thing they do is try the handle. What would you say to those people on social media?
You know, it's funny. I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. My uncle growing up used to work at a big GM plant, and he used to say the only difference between a locked door and an unlocked door is a broken window. But I like to not go down that road. But obviously, when you're parking your car, make sure you keep your valuables out of sight. Do things along those, park under well-lit areas. Obviously, some of this is occurring during the day, but we are out there doing enforcement. We've got multiple, we just purchased new cameras, portable cameras that we're placing in some of the hotspot areas. We've got some details. So just last week, our tactical unit partnered with the state police. We are on a detail. We arrested a 12-year-old stealing a car. We arrested multiple 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. So these are kids out there doing it. Seemingly, it's taking that Kia Hyundai trend and then upping it to the next stop, almost like they're bored with the Kias and Hyundais.
So are they stealing these vehicles, then going and committing break-ins and other crimes?
Yeah, the cars we've had taken off from these car break-ins have been Kias and Hyundais. We've recovered several of them later on. Whether they've taken off on us, we couldn't catch up to them. We've recovered them, done our tech work, and so we're working towards, you know, some of the stuff we've gotten out of the car, whether it be fingerprints, DNA, things along those lines. We're always looking for, you know, technology side of things. So we got cameras out there, but then it also just takes help. Right?
Yeah.
It takes our officers out there, it takes the community buying in, and that's where the more tips we can get from people, the more help we can get. We've got an email address, RPD tip line at cityofrochester.gov. We've gotten lots of video sent to that, and we're just looking for more.
We see a lot of the time dozens of cars all on the same street or in a parking lot that have all been hit. You know, for somebody who's sitting at home thinking, well, there's no point in calling the police. I was just one of 30, let's say. What would you say to them?
Absolutely not. We need to know where these are occurring. We need to know not just where, but when they're occurring. So a great example, last week, we ended up having a pursuit and we grabbed 2 juveniles. It came from our sergeant was in the area, over in the Rutgers Street area. He was in the area at the known time frame of when this was occurring. 2 different 911 calls, one from Vassar Street and one from Rutgers Street. He was in the area, keyed in on those 911 calls, caught 2 kids that were in progress. They tried to hit him with the car. They took off with a stolen, I believe it was a Hyundai. They tried to hit him with the car, took off, and they eventually crashed after a pursuit on South Clinton Avenue. And we were able to grab both of them and at least do our part. You know, we don't necessarily know what happens in family court. We can't publicize what happens in family court, but at least we can do our part to keep holding them accountable, and hopefully some sort of actions are taken against these kids.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. We will post all of this information, those videos and photos for you to look at on our website, foxrochester.com and 13wham.com.
Time right now, 8:55. Much more to get to here on Arc Rochester. We're getting ready to continue into the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah, when we come back, it's your Tuesday morning news break.
Tuesday morning, I'm Stephanie Joseph. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's your Arc Rochester news break. Local communities are coming together to remember murder victim Sam Nordquist. Organizers met in Geneva on Monday afternoon, releasing balloons in honor of the Minnesota man. His body was found in Yates County last week after he'd gone missing in Canandaigua. More vigils are planned this week, including tonight at 6 at the Phelps Arts Center on Church Street and the Presbyterian Church on Park Place in Geneva. 2 homes on the city's north side were damaged during a 2-alarm fire last night in Rochester. We're told it started in a vacant house on Oscar Street just before 9. The flames then spread to a neighboring house. One person was able to escape that home, and thankfully, no injuries were reported. And we are learning more about a multi-vehicle crash yesterday afternoon around 1 in the town of Galen. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office tells us 6 cars were involved and 1 person was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Deputies also say the pileup was due to limited visibility from the snow. Route 414 in Galen was temporarily shut down yesterday afternoon. Now, for all of these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Stick around. Arc Rochester is back right after this.
Tuesday morning, February 18th. Thanks for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We want to start things out this hour by getting another check of that frigid forecast this morning. Mark McLean once again joining us with a look at what we can expect to see. More cold, more snow, more wind.
Some frozen,
did we cover it all?
Frozen smiles.
Frozen.
Yeah.
No, they're going to be frozen frowns, Mark.
Oh, frozen frowns. Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost that kind of cold where you take that first breath and you get a little cough from that cold, dry air. But the cold also leading to some snow. For the snow lovers, this is the first time in 3 years that we've had above normal snowfall at any point during the season. So 76.1 inches compared to that average of 72, and obviously way above the pace from last year. So the cold air leading to the snow. Where's most of that snow falling? Most of that is off the east end of Lake Ontario, out towards Oswego. These are the usual suspects, quote unquote, for the snowfall there into Oswego County, northern Cayuga County, eastern Wayne County, and back to the west. Starting to see that band lift back to the north just a little bit into Orleans County, but certainly some lake snow showers there as well. So how much are we looking at? A few inches if you're right along the Lake Ontario shoreline north of Route 104, out into Wayne County, some spots there. Could approach that 6-inch threshold, maybe even a few isolated spots higher than that by late tonight and early Wednesday morning. Hour-by-hour forecast, upper teens. It's going to be windy, some gusts near 40 miles per hour. And the extended forecast for you. It keeps it in the teens the next 3 days, but there is some hope on the horizon if you don't want this cold and snow to stick around. Some sunshine into the weekend and not as harsh by Sunday, Monday. Temps back in the 30s at that point. So there is some quote, light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
downright balmy then.
Yeah.
37 is going to feel like a heat wave compared to this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. People out in their shorts, lathered up in the sunscreen,
Dan's
laying out on the front
He's already
lawn.
getting the jorts already.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, sir.
All right, let's get to some stories that have people talking this morning, trending now, and we'll start with a video that is sparking some heated discussions. A bride speaking out over a disrespectful guest.
Yes. So this video has gone viral. The Texas bride was seen struggling through her wedding vows after a guest brought a crying baby to an adults-only ceremony. Can we play this video, Ashley?
And wanted to spend the rest of your life together as husband and wife.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Times of the last few weeks, but I'm the only one that knows them. And one of the questions I asked,
you can hear the baby
when
in the
did
background
you
there.
know you were in love?
So the bride
and wanted to
posted the
spend the
video
rest of your
saying
life together
the
as
crying
husband
baby
and
distracted her and left her feeling disrespected.
Okay, the event was a child-free event. However, an exception was made from their nieces and nephews.
Okay, so the bride explained she isn't heartless and understood babies can have a hard time, but she went on to say that she'd hoped the parent would take the infant outside.
Yeah, the bride also said she held her tongue during the actual ceremony because she didn't think it was acceptable to speak out.
Now, multiple other guests, including the bride's mother, asked the guest to step out.
The parent refused, saying he drove 10 hours to be at that wedding.
Okay, so you can't. This might get some backlash.
Yeah.
But you can't say it's an adult-only ceremony if you're going to make exceptions for your nieces and nephews. And I'm sorry, going online and complaining about it is far worse than just addressing it with your niece and nephew and saying, hey guys, would you mind? Would it have been that difficult to say something during the wedding or give your parent a look to say something, you know, hey, go take care of that situation for me while I'm up here getting married? No, it would have been far better than having people 3,000 miles away in Rochester, New York, talk about this, because, sorry, that ain't a good look.
Yeah. You want me to be real? Also, I mean, you and I are both very familiar with videography, right? There is, I would say, a 75 to 80% chance that if she asked her wedding photographer, wedding photojournalist, to edit out the screaming, they could have just taken mic channel 1.
Yep.
And because you know that they're wearing microphones up there.
Yep.
If you pay a videographer to take care of your wedding, I think that it's probably more likely than not that they would be able to at least bring that down if it really mattered that much. It seems like this was maybe posted to get people talking, which clearly it did, because now you're watching it here on your television or on the 13WEM YouTube channel. But I'm not a parent.
No.
I am not in control of any children, but I would like to think that even if I had driven 10 hours, if my kid was crying, I would take him or her
Yeah,
out.
if your kid is crying, you can't pay attention to the ceremony up there. So if you can't, nobody else can. So why not take the child out?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. They're both in the wrong.
Yes.
The parent whose child was there, remove the child. Go outside for 10 minutes, get some fresh air. It's going to be fine. Who cares?
Yeah.
The bride's in the wrong for putting her family on blast on the internet and it attracting attention, because that ain't a good look. If the facts of this story are accurate, it doesn't seem like somebody I would want to be a friend with.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well.
Just saying. And again, it can't be a child-free zone with exceptions.
Yeah.
That doesn't make
that
any
is
sense.
tough. And with these stories, it's really hard, right? Because I'm sure that there are a million different sides to the story.
Sure.
We're only getting like little blurbs here.
Yep.
But I agree. Probably both people are in the wrong. Jerk or justified, if you will.
Yeah, I'd say jerk. Hey, let's move along. A New Jersey man who is sharing his bizarre but expensive collection. Oh, good
All right,
Lord.
so this is 26-year-old Chris Henry. He collects vintage dolls. He says, while some find it creepy, he feels it is his calling. Wow, look at all those.
The man said he grew up around dolls, but his love for vintage ones started when he purchased Krusty Marge at 16 years old.
All right, so now he boasts he's got a collection of about 250 and estimates that all of them worth about $3,000 to $4,000.
He has a room dedicated to displaying them and continues to collect from thrift stores and online. You know that one's coming to life at night.
Is that one Krusty Marge?
I don't know. One of these things is going to be standing over his bed with a knife one morning.
Oh boy. He said he prefers to buy them in person so he can, quote, feel the energy with them, end quote.
Growing up, I was raised, if you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything at all.
You've never followed that.
I know I haven't, but I feel like
It is very unique.
It is. It is. It's better than teeth or hair or something.
This is true. What kind of things are people saying online?
Not all of them are nice.
Okay.
Really? I would have never guessed that people online had
A lot of
opinions.
people are saying, are they haunted? Like,
Yeah.
have you ever had any weird experiences?
Yeah, okay. I've told you about the doll that we found at our house.
I don't remember.
Okay, so my husband and I, when we bought our first house in the Buffalo area, were digging garden beds the one day, and my husband pulls out this doll. It had been buried in the ground. And was the creepiest thing we'd ever seen. Half of its head was missing. It was caked in dirt. It was nude. It was terrifying. And we didn't know what to do. We're like, do we put it back in the ground?
Uh-huh.
Do we throw it out?
Sure.
We kept it on the porch for a while because we didn't want to bring it inside the house. And eventually we did, because it was a blizzard. And we were like, well, we don't want to upset the doll. So we brought it inside the house, and she has stayed in the house, and she moved with us. And we don't really touch it. It just kind of sits on the bookshelf. Ashley's asking if we named her. No, she's just the doll.
The doll.
The doll. At one point, she went missing and ended up down our driveway, and that was scary. It was when she was on the porch, and we were like, it must have been in the wind.
Who came
But
and took it.
a dog?
Uh-huh. Picked it up, thought it was a toy. Listen, I think you and your husband would be good friends with this guy. All right, let's move along now to this weekend and a very special national day that you can celebrate with a movie night.
Yeah, this Saturday it is National...
Oh, okay.
Hold on. You piqued our interest here.
Yeah.
National Margarita Day. In honor of the fake holiday. Okay, resent
rude.
that, but sure. Chili's Grill and Bar is teaming up with Lifetime to make a holiday movie all about it.
Oh, listen, Lifetime. No, okay. Can we guess the premise of this? What I want to know
That's a fun game. Yeah.
What's the name of the
Ferguson
movie,
Falls.
Ashley?
The movie is called "I'll Be Home for National Margarita Day."
Is it seriously called
Yes,
that?
yeah.
Okay, so I am going to guess that she is a big corporate bigwig in a big city.
Yep.
And small town, I don't know, wherever this is in California. Tay Diggs is the manager at the Chili's. And she goes in there one night with a bunch of girlfriends, runs into him, and they were, they dated in high school or something to that effect, and they hit it off. Yes, and now they rekindled that relationship, and the rest is history. Drink responsibly, it says at the bottom.
I don't even need to weigh in. I think you just guessed the whole thing.
Is that
Read the prompter for the answer.
Oh, okay. So it stars Maria Menounos and Tay Diggs. The film is set in a small town where National Margarita Day is the biggest celebration of the year. The 15-minute special follows a woman named Liz who returns to her hometown. I could write these things. Seeking refuge from the overpriced margaritas of city life, of course, and she runs into her former flame at a local Chili's.
A big city developer is threatening to build condos that could end the town's beloved National Margarita Day traditions. They must save the holiday, and they must save the town.
Yeah.
National Margarita Day is the most important holiday of the year at Chili's, and all locations are offering in-restaurant drink specials and exclusive merch.
The movie, in case you're wondering, will premiere on Lifetime tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Will you be watching?
Will I be watching?
Yes.
10 o'clock? I'm going to be asleep.
DVR it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a full synopsis.
I think you probably could guess it.
Yeah, we already did. Hey, let's get to food news this morning. Have you ever wanted to drink your carbs? What?
Yeah. Oh, hello. Okay.
Well, listen up.
It's low sugar soda. The brand Perfy is releasing a limited edition flavor, pepperoni pizza soda.
No, thank you.
I just was saying the other day that I would like pizza in liquid form.
You did say you wanted liquefied pizza.
Yeah.
But that's we were talking like a pizza smoothie.
Yeah.
This is
different.
Soda that tastes like pizza. The soda is described as designed for pizza lovers. The quirky soda captures the iconic taste of your favorite childhood pizzeria. Which one is that? What's your favorite childhood pizzeria?
Can I say it?
Yeah, say it.
Well, it's in Buffalo, Picasso's.
Oh,
in
okay.
Buffalo. How about you?
Okay. I loved Joey's on Buffalo Avenue.
In Niagara Falls?
Yeah, 283-3333. I know that number because.
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely. Area code 716. Yeah, absolutely.
My God.
They spent a lot of time, the delivery people, at the Schrack residence, especially when I got my first job as a paper boy.
Yes.
During the summers, I ordered lunch every day.
Every day.
And had it delivered. I absolutely did.
That's
Wasn't always pizza, but yes.
Sometimes it was a sub.
Sometimes it was. Yes. All right, the bubbly burst of refreshment is caffeine-free, 30 calories, and vegan-friendly.
What?
Can we get this, Ashley?
Oh, here's the thing.
Yes.
It's, I'm going to spoil the script. It's $36
Okay.
for a 12-pack.
Okay.
They are on sale now.
Okay.
I can buy them.
Okay.
But I think it's over our $10 budget.
Let me ask. Approved.
Approved?
Yeah.
All right now, send me your credit card deeds.
Are they? Well, seriously, is the boss going to tell us no live on television? No.
No.
He's not.
He's not.
He's not. Sorry,
It'll be our
Mr.
budget for the
Bataccio.
next-
It's in the cart?
Yeah, I'm buying it now.
Okay, perfect.
I can't wait for this.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to try this live on air at some point.
Yeah, I'm so happy that it's vegan. That's great.
I know.
Curious to know how they get the pepperoni
The pepperoni flavor.
I guess we'll have to wait and see and find out. My issue with this whole thing is the bubbles. I love seltzer water. I feel like maybe that shouldn't be combined. I think if it was flat, it might be a little tastier.
I think anything pizza flavored other than pizza, it shouldn't exist.
Really?
Yeah. Like what?
Like, they have like the pizza flavored goldfish. Not a fan, but some people are.
No. Why? Why not just eat pizza? Right?
What if you're at the beach?
Pizza bites. Tostinos. Come on. They've got it.
This has gone so far off the rails.
I know. 9:16.
ridiculous.
Stick around. When we come back, we're learning more about the theater company that's getting ready for their first Rochester production.
Yeah, and don't forget, take us on the go wherever you stream us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Arc Rochester is back right after this.
.19, thanks for sticking with us this Tuesday. This morning, we're taking you behind the curtain as we learn a little more about a theater company that's getting ready to open its first ever Rochester production.
Yeah, the Ensemble Theater Company was founded in New York City, and today they're joining us live in studio with more on the upcoming play, The Lion in Winter. For more, we're joined now by Kevin Shinnick and Aaron Duclos. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Congratulations on this move. This has got to be exciting for you.
It's very exciting. And coming from New York City to here, I was afraid of not having artistic expression, but it's astonishing how much art in theater is up here. It's fascinating. I love it.
We're really fortunate in the Western New York region to have so much of that and so much talent that I imagine you will soon be putting on the stage. But I want to start at the very beginning here. How did the theater company get its start?
Well, it began back in about 2012, and it was my former business partner Craig Dudley and I, and we did Diversions and Delights, which was the play about Oscar Wilde. And Sir Derek Jacobi, who you may know, helped us raise funds to do our first show. And we timed it perfectly because it was the period of Oscar Wilde. So we were covered in Slate magazine. We sold out very well. And so we've been trying to find another production. And we almost got it to Broadway. thanks to Sir Derek, and then some behind-the-scenes machinations stopped it. So this has been a dream for about 12 years at least. So finally getting off the ground. COVID, of course, interfered, and theaters closing. My former partner passed away. So to finally get off the ground, I'm filled with enthusiasm, and I'm also very happy because of the cast, like people like Aaron playing the part, but we have a lot of people who've never acted before in the show. So it's fun, the combination of performers.
I believe it. Tell us a little bit about what The Lion in Winter is about.
Would you like to?
Well, sure. It's about Henry II, King Henry of England, although he reigned throughout France as well, and, you know, Eleanor of Aquitaine. We all know legend that comes through Henry's line because you have Richard the Lion-Hearted and John. Of course, that's the history that is pervasive throughout the Robin Hood stories and traditions. Everybody knows about, you know, Shakespeare's plays Richard. Eleanor has its history. But what is interesting to me is we all, even here, you know, in the United States, we weren't a part of a monarchy once we said goodbye to England, but it's still so, we're fascinated with it in our culture. And yet it's something that's kind of, it's pervasive in our culture, but it's not really attainable to us. I don't think we understand. It's hard to imagine what royalty was like, you know, kings and queens in the Middle Ages, medieval times. However, this sort of puts it into, there's a lot of anachronisms in here. It brings it into sort of a modern day living room context where you actually, we're just seeing a little slice of this core family over 24 hours during Christmas, being a family dramas, sibling rivalry, parents who are sick of each other, who have fallen in and out of love, you know, jealous siblings. And I think people see this production and they can relate on a different level to what that was all about in a more modern parlance.
Talk to us, if you will, about the cast. You mentioned that there's a lot of first-time actors up there on stage. First, for you, you directed, correct?
Yes.
For you as a director, what was that like? And then for someone who I imagine has spent many a year in theater, what is that like working with someone who's brand new?
Well, I began teaching. I began as an actor, of course, but I also used to teach acting and worked at the New York Renaissance Festival. And I loved seeing new talent because a lot of them haven't been instructed what not to do. So they will come up with things that you don't expect. The young actor, Xavier, who plays our John, he's been coming up with these wonderfully funny bits because he doesn't know not to do it. And so his character has come from basically being a one note as it's written to this very rounded, very funny character. Wanya, who is also in the play, he's his first show. He's a poet, but he also has a wonderful sense of nobility, which comes across. So seeing him develop has been wonderful. And then we have actors like Aaron and Feliza who are playing our two leads. And so I think they kind of set the template for the others. But Aaron also takes the energy from the young performers and it reflects back. So, I mean, it's, for me, I just sit back and take credit, really. I
mean, it is true. It's a different experience working with people of different levels, but there is an enthusiasm and an energy that's brought to it. Sometimes you find with more seasoned actors that they're stuck in their ways. Some of those habits aren't necessarily the most exciting because someone can portray, they can emote, and they can be in their little bubble of what they think is beautiful, but not just have that connection to raw, this is what it is to be human, you know?
Absolutely.
So with these guys, it is exciting. Sometimes you have to push them and make, you know, guide them and make sure they're opening up to the audience and not upstaging themselves. Or sometimes, you know, it's fun to alter my intentions as a character, although it isn't in line with what it will ultimately be, but to change it in that moment to evoke something different from that fresh actor. And then when they feel that something different, they're like, oh. You know, with our Richard, we had a moment where I was really getting in his face, and afterwards he's like, that was great. I was like, you felt a real emotion. Yay, that's you.
That's incredible. For somebody sitting at home, we're running low on time. If they want tickets, they want to see the show, where do they get the tickets and when?
All right, you can get the tickets right now at the muccc.org website. The show opens February 28th. We run until March 8th. We have one matinee on March 2nd. I hope you come and see it. It's really wonderful. We have original music by a young composer who's only 17, by the way.
Wow.
She's written original music for the entire play. So, I mean, again, a lot of new talent coming in. I hope people come and discover them. And also, thank everyone for welcoming us to the Rochester area, and hopefully long time to come.
Absolutely. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Break a leg.
Break a leg.
Thank you. Thank you
for
both.
having us. Absolutely.
Time right now, 9:25. When we come back, we're going behind the story this Tuesday morning.
Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break.
(9:28). Once again, we're going behind the story this morning, bringing you the latest developments on some of the top stories we're following.
We certainly are, and we want to turn now to local communities coming together to remember Sam Nordquist. Multiple vigils are planned in our area, providing a place for people to lend their support to his family.
Stephanie Joseph is in the newsroom for us this morning. And Steph, let's get an update on this story.
Yeah, guys, I first want to start out with those vigils that you guys had mentioned. There were several happening across the area, two of which we had gone to yesterday, and one of them specifically where Sam's family got to show up and speak. You can see right here a lot of emotions at these different vigils as people tried to process, but also, as you said, lend support to family. This right here was in Geneva around 1 yesterday. Family and other community members gathering with balloons and eventually releasing them in honor of Sam.
Now, Steph, we know there are 5 people currently in custody in connection to Sam's death. Can you talk to us about the charges that these people are facing?
Yeah, as of right now, in this case, we know that they are facing second-degree murder charges, and you can see them right there on your screen. We're learning new information about these individuals too, some of whom this isn't their first run-in with the law. We actually spoke with the Ontario County District Attorney just to offer some perspective on some of the previous charges that these people have faced. Let's see if we can pull up that sound here.
I know that Kyle Sage had a conviction for grand larceny in the 4th degree and disseminating indecent material to a minor. Patrick Goodwin, I actually prosecuted, and his conviction was for a criminal sexual act in the 1st degree as well as sexual abuse in the 1st degree, and are both again are currently on parole. Precious Arzwaga has 4 misdemeanor convictions, nothing sexual, but petty larcenies, criminal trespass, and a sale of an imitation controlled substance.
And just to give context to the reason that they are facing charges in this case, we learned from authorities last week that the 5 are charged with second-degree murder as they are accused of having a role in Sam's unfortunate death. We are told that he had been reported missing from family. They hadn't heard from him. His sister actually shedding some light on why he was here, saying that he had come here for love. And also these charges are also coming from after he had gone missing. Authorities later had found his body in Yates County. So a lot to learn here as this case continues to develop, that is, and we learn more.
And Steph, I know a lot of people are wondering why the possibility of hate crime charges is, at least for now, not on the table.
Yeah, so we did learn over the weekend that authorities have come to the conclusion that there's no indication of a hate crime here, and we do have sound again from the Ontario County District Attorney. Let's see if we could pull that up.
The question about hate crimes is whether that hate is derived from Sam's being a transgender person, or if these are just evil people who hate and would have done this regardless of Sam's situation. In my 36 years, I've never seen anything this depraved. So it's hateful.
So you heard him there offering some perspective on some of the questions that have been swirling around the community in terms of this case, but again, saying no indication of a hate crime.
And Steph, at the very beginning, you mentioned that there are other vigils planned for somebody sitting at home. Can we tell them where and when, or is that information online for them?
It should be online on our website, 13wham.com. But as for the locations where that'll be happening, we know Phelps and also in Geneva this afternoon, 6 o'clock.
All right. Steph, we appreciate the report, and we know we'll continue to follow this story as more information becomes available.
Absolutely. Hey, don't go anywhere. We have a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this.
7:35 this Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. This morning, we're looking ahead as Grease Odyssey prepares to take the stage and become a part of your world in their upcoming musical. See what I did there?
I did. That was clever.
good.
We're joined in studio this morning by some of the cast members for the upcoming production of Disney's The Little Mermaid. To learn more about it, guys, first of all, you look great. Beautiful costumes. If you don't mind, go down the line, tell us your name, your year, and the role that you play. Although I think a lot of people at home could probably guess.
I'm Percy. I play Ursula, and I'm a senior.
Very good.
I'm Nadia. I'm a senior, and I play Ariel.
I'm Alex. I'm inside, and I play Flounder.
I'm Deacon. I'm a senior, and I play Sebastian.
Terrific. Now, how long has this rehearsal process been going on? Because the costumes are outstanding so far, and I imagine if there's that much effort put into the costumes, then the production itself is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, we've been working on this since about November.
Yeah.
Like late November. So.
Wow.
Very
Yeah.
good. Now, I'm sure that everybody here has seen The Little Mermaid, right? I know it's an older movie. It came out when you and I were probably kids, but everybody's seen it, right? Okay, so were we excited when we found out this was going to be the musical this year?
Yes, absolutely.
And did we know what parts we wanted as soon as the show was announced?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us why.
I don't know. It's just The Little Mermaid was always my mom's favorite movie growing up, and I don't know, just she's always supported me in everything I do, and I just wanted to give her something special, just from I don't know.
No, I love that.
No,
That
that's
is
a good
so sweet.
answer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, The Little Mermaid was one of my favorite musicals when I was younger. Yeah, I used to watch it all the time, so I was very excited to find out that this was our show.
And you're like, I have to be.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gotta have that part. And for the
Yeah.
two of you,
I really just like Disney movies. Just Disney as a whole. Always been a big fan of musicals and stuff.
yeah?
And Flounder, you too? Feel the same way? Yeah. Very good. Excellent.
This is really incredible. So talk to us about the whole process. Have we started tech rehearsals yet?
Yes, this
Yes.
is our tech week. So
This is tech week.
Yeah, every day this week we're there from 2 to 10 p.m.
2 to 10 p.m. rehearsing
Yeah.
this week? A week that you don't need to be in school?
Yeah, but it's kind of convenient rather than having to do it after being in school all day.
That's true.
So.
Very true.
That
Very
is-
true.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the pressure is on, right? Tell us a little bit about what those rehearsals look like. Dan and I were both theater kids, so we know what tech rehearsals mean. For somebody sitting at home who says, what does that look like? Give us paint us a picture, if you will.
A lot of rehearsing, like running stuff over and over again, running lines, like just figuring out the ins and outs and everything.
Yeah, very good.
And for the three of you, excluding you, because you've got 5 or 6 years left.
Yeah.
As you graduate, are we planning on pursuing this as a career?
I am. Well, more classical. I'm going to school for opera performance, so similar, but more on the classical side.
Very good. And how about for you?
I really don't know what I'm going to be doing, in all
That's fine.
honesty.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Hey, that's all
Plenty
right.
of time to figure it
Yeah.
out. Well, while you're figuring it out.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry.
Okay. I hopefully want to get into school for music and stuff. I come from a very musical family, so gotta try and pursue that. I enjoy it too, so.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well, we're excited for you. For somebody sitting at home who says, you know, I want to bring my kids because this is so inspirational. If you think about it, you guys watched the movie as the little kids. You know all about it. What would you say to those little ones in the audience who are going to look at you and say, I want to do that when I'm older?
Definitely do it. It's so much fun.
Absolutely, yeah. Just don't be afraid to get out there, put yourself out there, come out of your shell, and it really is a great experience to meet new people and find out new things about yourself.
No
so.
pun intended there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Under the sea.
Yeah. For somebody sitting at home who wants to get tickets, who wants to swing by, give us the information, dates and times, please.
Yeah, so the shows are going to be this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday at 7 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m. Tickets are available at the door for $12 or online at cure8.com. That's CUR, the number 8.com.
Grease Odyssey, thank you so much for waking up bright and early and coming in. We really appreciate it. You can go home, wash the makeup off, and then put it back on for 2 o'clock tech.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you
again.
Ticketing information will go over on foxrochester.com.
Hey, stick around, 9:39. When we come back, we are celebrating a very special National Day to help one local business.
A day that we're very passionate about.
We are.
Don't forget, take us on the go wherever you stream us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Arc Rochester returns after this. .42, welcome back this morning. We're very excited to be taking part in one of the many national holidays out there. We always like to say there's a national day for everything.
This one we're happy about.
Yes, National Drink Wine Day.
Yeah, so we decided to call up a local tap and tasting room, Red, White, and Brew of Rochester, to learn more about what they do and taste some wine along the way. This morning, we're lucky to be joined by Omar Chin and John Link. Gentlemen, thank you so much for waking up bright and early and coming in. We appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. Good morning.
So let's start things off. One of you can pour, and we can talk wine.
Sure. Red, White, and Brew. First of all, fun, I love the name. Super fun.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the business.
All right. So Red, White, and Brew, we are a New York State tasting room located down on State Street, 147 State Street, and everything that we offer on the menu is made in New York. So all the wine, the beer, the spirits, going all the way down to the ingredients on the charcuterie board, everything's local.
Wow.
So
how did you get the start? Who came up with the idea?
So many years ago, a friend of mine from Penn, she decided to take me out on a wine tour one day and drove me all around Keuka Lake, and that was my first wine tour. So I said it would have been a great idea if I was able just to do this in one place, seating, instead of taking the whole day and going and doing that. So I came up with this idea. I was like, all right, there's really no other place that just does New York State. So I think that would be a great idea. So that is where it started off. So I did the wine, the beer, spirits, everything.
And the rest is history.
You got it.
Very
That's incredible.
Good. All right, so what do we have here? For when you guys first came in, you were very specific, left to right.
Yes.
What are we trying first?
So first, this is a Chardonnay from Forge Vineyards. And the reason I picked this out is because it really kind of showcases the history of Finger Lakes wine. The grapes that are used in this Chardonnay are actually the same grapes that were originally planted in 1973 by Charles Fournier when the vinifera grapes first came to the Finger Lakes. So the east side of Seneca Lake was planted by Charles Fournier, the west by Herman Weimer. And these are the original grapes from the Gold Seal Vineyard. So this is basically like Grand Cru Chardonnay from the Finger Lakes. Yeah.
That is very cool. Now, I love wine. I love going on wine tours. I love all that stuff. What are we going to be tasting, smelling?
So everybody tastes and smells their own flavors. What I get is I get a little hint of oak, just because it's been fermented and aged in neutral oak. And I get a little bit of like tropical fruit on the palate. I love this wine.
All right.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh man, that's killer.
That's nice.
This is a beautiful Chardonnay.
It is.
Yeah. Chardonnay is my favorite, so we started strong. I'm
Beautiful.
feeling good about this.
Starting strong.
That was really good, and I do get the tropical fruit. I can pick that up.
That's nice.
And now we're moving to Long Island. So this is from the North Fork of Long Island. This is a Cabernet Franc. So this is from Wolfer Estate. So Cabernet Franc is actually the genetic father of Cabernet Sauvignon. So Cabernet Sauvignon is a cross between Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc. And this is a fairly new release by these guys. Brand new label, brand new packaging. And it's all estate grown up on the North Fork of Long Island.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
And is there a specific profile we should be looking for? Listen, I'm not a sommelier, but I like to play one on TV.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Is there something we should notice?
So Cabernet Franc tends to have a little bit of a black pepper character to it. It also, on the finished, will tend to have like almost a mild green flavor, and it's just how the grape ripens. But you're definitely going to get a little bit more of a kind of an earthy note to it. And
Okay.
Very good. All right.
That's nice, though.
Yeah, that is.
And
That's nice.
With that also, seeing that we go all the way down to Long Island, not just doing Finger Lakes wine, so we're doing
I'm sure
what I can find in the state.
That's something that a lot of people will appreciate too. We are very fortunate because the Finger Lakes, amazing wine, right? But somebody may think to themselves, I never would have guessed Long Island for wine.
Yeah.
We also have a great wine region down in the Hudson Valley as well. There's a number of really nice vineyards all over the state. So,
what is the process for the two of you when you're deciding whether to bring a bottle into your place? You know, I imagine it's not just trying it once.
No. So what I try to do is actually go out to the actual vineyard or the winery to actually do a tasting with them, and it kind of helps me make a decision there. Or most of the time they come on in and they'll do a tasting with me and some of my employees, and they were like, okay, this is what we're doing, and you know what to order and what they actually like. And I'm not just choosing wine for myself. I have to choose for everybody. So anything from sweet all the way down to dry. So I'm making that decision.
All right.
All right.
For this last one we have is J.R. Dill. This is their Cab Sav Cab Franc blend. It's one of my favorites when I first opened. I've been going out to J.R. Dill. They actually never intended to actually do a blend, but what they did was they actually had enough of the Cab Franc and the Cab Sav. They blended it, they liked it, and this vintage started out in 2013. So then they just kind of kept it going. It's a very popular one.
There's such a distinct difference, and I don't know when you have one glass at a restaurant that you really notice, because listen, it all smells like grapes. There's grapes, but there's a distinct difference.
Being able to taste them side by side like that is a great learning experience, because you can kind of sense the differences between the characteristics of each individual grape.
Very good. All right, I'm going to try this for somebody who is wanting to celebrate National Drink Wine Day. What's the address where they can go and do that?
So Red, White, and Brew at 147 State Street, downtown Rochester.
How about the hours?
Hours? Open from Tuesday through Saturday. Pretty much close at 10 to midnight on all those various days.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Thank you both.
Yeah,
We
thank you both
appreciate
so
it.
much
Thanks
for
for having
coming in.
us.
We'll post all of their information on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to be showing you some workouts you can do in your living room.
From wine to workouts. How do you like that? All that and more here on Arc Rochester. $9:52, we are ready to pump you up. We're getting ready to sweat this. Come on, right?
What was that?
Pump you up.
Was that
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was spot on.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We're joined by tall trainer Jeremy Biernat and his daughter Anna, both here in studio this morning.
Guys, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. I'll probably never see you again after that horrible impression. But, the friendship was nice while it lasted.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great.
Let's get into it. Workouts we can do in our living room. The weather outside, disgusting.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of people are like, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go for a run. What can they do from the comfort of their own
Yeah, very
homes?
simple equipment. So we're gonna go through some of the basics. So using a stability ball, using a barbell, using dumbbells, using a band. And so I made a couple of resource videos because we're gonna go through a couple exercises really fast. So we go to talltrainer.com/at-home. All right, talltrainer.com/at-home.
Perfect.
And there's 3 videos using the ball, there's 3 videos using the barbell, 3 videos using the dumbbells, and 3 videos using the band. It's all free. You just get after it. All right. So,
Awesome.
So we're gonna go. Anna's gonna show me. This is my daughter Anna, and so we're gonna demonstrate a few things. Can you show the push-up? So on the ball, and you can roll out there. And the nice part about doing the push-up on the ball here is it takes some of your body weight off of it there. So you're using a percentage of what you weigh, to do this. So the farther you go out, the higher percentage you're using. The more you go back, the less percentage of your weight that you're using. So you can adjust that a little bit that way.
That's crazy.
Very
I'm
nice,
so
Anna.
impressed. You
wanna
did
show
that.
You want to show that plank? That's a good one to hit there next to.
Yo, that's
a good
working
one.
the core.
That's a really good one. So she can get a little forward and back movement on there too if she wanted to. On that, so she could do a little rocking of the elbows, or you can even do like a little stirring going around the world there, which is super hard. Super hard. So she's doing a great job with that.
She's making it look easy.
Anna, let me
That's
ask,
super
how
easy.
many
All right, go
days
ahead and stand
a
up.
week does your father make you go into the gym and work out?
Maybe like once.
Like
I
once?
don't know.
Once? Okay. Okay.
We're
Listen,
not
you're good.
we're not obsessive about it. She's pretty healthy, pretty strong, and stuff like that. I'm just trying to get a start of strength training
Hey,
going.
that's
too.
okay.
And you know what? I mean,
All right,
not,
you can come up now.
not to be that person, but it kind of looks fun, like the whole rolling.
It does.
Like,
It does.
I'd get
Until you
distracted.
get out there and you realize, oh my gosh, I do not have the core for
Yeah,
this.
so core stuff is awesome on the ball. There's tons of stuff in there. Yeah, check out the videos again.
Cool.
So here we go. We got the barbell. Go ahead and lay down here. and put your head back this way there, so we turn a little bit. And we'll do just a classic bench press. All right.
How much is on that?
So. Oh, so much.
More than I can lift, I'm sure.
Thousands of pounds is on there. All right, so just good classic. When you're doing a bench press, if you're doing it at home or something like that, the one caution I have is make sure you have a way to get out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing so, like if you're doing it on the floor, if we had the bigger plates here, you know, the plate would hit the ground before it squished you.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. So make sure you have that. We use at our home. We have a little squat rack and stuff like that in the basement.
Or somebody to
they're
spot for you.
They cost something, but about $400. You can get yourself a squat rack and actually put the little safety pins in and stuff like that.
Which is always safety first.
And then go for a narrow grip, and then we'll go for a tricep. All right, so the elbows squeeze in a little bit, and now you're really getting the back down. Now this is pretty hard for that level of weight. That's a pretty hard exercise with that amount of weight there. All right, it's good. Let's show the squat. Come on up. So we'll bring this really top. One of the great things for the with a barbell is the squat. Is because, again, you want to have some safety measures in there, like little safety catches. But at some point, your legs get so strong that your arms can't hold the weight that you need to be able to do.
Yep. Jeremy, we're running low on time, so Anna can start the next one. Remind people at home what the website is to see these videos.
Yeah, so go to talltrainer.com/at-home.
Talltrainer.com/at-home.
At home.
Jeremy Burnett and Anna, thank you both so much this morning. We really appreciate it.
To the row, to the row.
Yes. Let's see the muscles, Anna.
Oh, the muscles and the muscles, Deb?
There we go. There we go. That's how we do it. Stick around when we come back.